Hey guys, welcome back to Sleep Drift Tales. Tonight we drift into another boring history sleep story, the monastery scriptorium, where monks copied books by candlelight. Before we head into the story, if you'd like, you can subscribe to Sleep Drift Tales, and I'd really love to hear from you. Where in the world are you watching from? And what time is it right now? It's always fun seeing listeners check in from so many places. The rain and crackling fire is already falling softly in the background. So settle in, get comfortable, and let's begin tonight's journey together. The stone corridors stretch ahead in darkness. Candlelight flickers against ancient walls. Footsteps echo through the monastery halls. Brother Thomas walks slowly down the passage. His sandals tap against cold stones. Each step creates a small sound. The sound bounces off the walls. The corridor is narrow. The walls are thick limestone. Centuries of monks have walked this path. Their feet have worn smooth grooves in the stone. Candles burn in iron holders. The flames dance gently. Wax drips onto metal plates below. Small pools of wax form and harden. The air smells of beeswax and old stone. A faint dampness clings to the walls. Water seeps through ancient mortars. It creates dark stains on the limestone. Brother Thomas reaches a wooden door. The oak is dark with age. Iron tinges support the heavy weights. A simple latch holds the door closed. He lifts the latch slowly. The metal creaks softly. The door swings open on worn hinges. Cool air flows from the room beyond. This is the scriptorium, the monastery's writing room. Here monks copy sacred texts. They work in silence and prayer. The room is long and rectangular. Tall windows line one wall. Thick glass panes filter morning light. But now it is still early dawn. Wooden desks stand in neat rows. Each desk faces the windows. Monks will sit here through the day. They will bend over parchment and ink. The floor is made of fitted stones. Rushes cover the cold surface. They muffle footsteps and provide warmth. The rushes smell of dried grass. Brother Thomas enters the scriptorium. His footsteps are quiet on the rushes. He moves toward his assigned desk. The desk waits in the morning gloom. Candles wait in holders on each desk. They are not yet lit. The room holds deep shadows. Only faint dawn light enters the windows. He places his hand on the wooden surface. The oak is smooth and worn. Generations of monks have worked here. Their hands have polished the wood. The desk has small compartments. One holds quills and red pens. Another contains small knives for sharpening. A third holds pieces of pumice stone. Brother Thomas breathes slowly. The air is cool and still. He prepares for the day's work. Soon other monks will arrive. The scriptorium waits in silence. Time moves slowly here. Each day follows the same pattern. The routine never changes. Footsteps sound in the corridor. Other monks approach the scriptorium. Their sandals tap against stone. The daily work is about to begin. Brother Thomas closes his eyes briefly. He offers a silent prayer. The day of copying will soon commence. The sacred work continues. The wooden door creaks as others enter. Quiet murmurs fill the air. Monks greet each other softly. They take their places at desks. The scriptorium awakens slowly. Shadows begin to retreat. Dawn light grows stronger. The monastery prepares for another day. Now the room grows still. Let the story continue. Time passes slowly. The scriptorium fills with quiet purpose, and the morning ritual begins. Brother Thomas opens the desk compartment. Inside rest his writing tools. Each item has its proper place. The arrangement never changes. He removes a bundle of quill pens. The feathers come from geese and swans. Each quill is carefully selected. Only the strongest feathers are used. The quills lie wrapped in soft cloth. The cloth protects the delicate tips. Brother Thomas unfolds the fabric slowly. The feathers gleam in the candlelight. He selects one quill from the bundle. The feather is white with brown markings. The shaft is thick and sturdy. The tip has been cut to a point. Brother Thomas examines the quill closely. The cutting angle must be precise. Too sharp and the pen will tear. Too dull and the ink will blob. From another compartment he takes a small knife. The blade is thin and very sharp. The handle is made of carved bone. Monks use these knives daily. He holds the quill steady on the desk. The knife moves across the tip. Small shavings of feather fall away. The point becomes sharper. The cutting requires great care. Each stroke must be controlled. Too much pressure will split the quill. Too little leaves ragged edges. Brother Thomas tests the point carefully. He draws the quill across rough parchment. The line must be clean and even. The ink must flow smoothly. Now he prepares the ink well. The small ceramic pot sits in a holder. It has been carved into the desk. The fit is perfect and secure. He removes the cork stopper carefully. Inside the pot is thick black ink. The ink is made from oak galls. Iron and gum have been added. The ink has a sharp smell. It stains everything it touches. Monks must be very careful. Spilled ink ruins precious parchment. Brother Thomas dips his quill into the ink. The black liquid clings to the tip. Excess ink drips back into the pot. Only a small amount remains. He tests the quill on practice parchment. The ink flows in a thin line. The color is deep and even. The tool is ready for work. Other monks prepare their tools as well. Each follows the same ritual. Quills are sharpened and tested. Ink wells are filled and checked. The room fills with small sounds. Knives scrape against quills. Ink pots open with soft pops. Parchment rustles as it unfolds. Brother Thomas arranges his parchment sheets. Each piece has been prepared carefully. The animal skin has been scraped. It has been stretched and dried. The parchment is smooth and white. It will hold ink without bleeding. Words will remain clear for centuries. This is why monks choose parchment. He places the first sheet on his desk. The corners align with wooden guides. Everything must be perfectly positioned. Crooked text dishonors the sacred words. A ruler lies beside the parchment. It is made of polished wood. Lines have been marked at regular spaces. These guide the monk's writing. Brother Thomas uses the ruler carefully. He marks faint lines on the parchment. The lines will keep his writing straight. They will be erased later. Now he places small weights at corners. The weights hold the parchment flat. Wind from the windows will not disturb it. The surface remains perfectly smooth. His tools are arranged and ready. Quill, ink, parchment, ruler, knife. Everything waits in perfect order. The preparation ritual is complete. Each monk sits ready at his desk. The real work can now begin. Sacred texts await copying. Brother Thomas breathes slowly and deeply. His hand is steady and calm. Years of practice guide his movements. The quill feels familiar in his grasp. Time passes slowly. The tools wait in readiness. Let the copying begin. The scriptorium settles into working silence, and the sacred labor commences. Brother Thomas opens the manuscript before him. The pages are thick vellum. Ancient words cover each sheet. These texts must be preserved. The manuscript is bound in wooden boards. Leather covers the wood completely. Bronze clasps hold the covers closed. The binding is strong and durable. He turns to the page he must copy. Latin words fill every line. The letters are formed in careful script. Each character is perfectly shaped. Brother Thomas dips his quill in ink. The black liquid clings to the tip. He positions the pen above blank parchment. His hand remains perfectly steady. The first letter takes shape slowly. The quill moves in practiced strokes. Black ink flows onto white parchment. The letter forms according to ancient rules. Each stroke requires careful attention. The thickness must remain constant. The curves must follow precise patterns. No variation is permitted. Brother Thomas forms each letter completely. The ink dries as he works. The black becomes permanent on parchment. The words will last for centuries. He finishes the first word carefully. The letters stand in perfect alignment. Spaces between them are exactly measured. The word matches the original text. The quill scratches softly against parchment. The sound is rhythmic and steady. It fills the quiet scriptorium. Other monks create the same sound. Brother Thomas reads each word silently. He must ensure perfect accuracy. Sacred texts allow no errors. Each letter carries divine meaning. His eyes move between original and copy. The words must match exactly. Letter for letter, space for space. Nothing can be changed. The quill requires more ink frequently. He dips the tip into the well. Excess ink drips back into the pot. Only enough remains for several letters. Brother Thomas continues the slow copying. Word follows word in perfect order. Lines form across the parchment. The page fills gradually. Other monks work at their desks. Quills scratch against parchment everywhere. The sound creates a gentle rhythm. It helps maintain concentration. Occasionally, a monk pauses to sharpen his quill. The small knife scrapes against feather. Tiny shavings fall onto the desk. The point becomes sharp again. Brother Thomas reaches the end of a line. He must begin the next line perfectly. The spacing must remain consistent. Each line aligns with the guides. He moves his quill to the correct position. The next word begins with precision. The copying continues without pause. The rhythm never breaks. Hours pass in the scriptorium. The monks work in complete silence. Only quills and parchment make sounds. Breathing remains quiet and controlled. Brother Thomas feels no fatigue in his hand. Years of practice have built strength. His fingers move with automatic precision. The quill becomes part of his hand. Sunlight streams through the tall windows. It illuminates the working monks. Shadows move slowly across desks. Time passes at its own pace. The light reveals floating dust particles. They dance gently in the air. The movement is slow and hypnotic. Nothing disturbs the writing rhythm. Brother Thomas completes another page of copying. The words march in perfect formation. Each letter holds its proper place. The sacred text lives again. He sets the completed page aside carefully. The ink is still slightly wet. It must dry completely before handling. Smudged ink dishonors the work. Now the room grows still. The quills continue their patient work. Let the copying proceed. Time moves like flowing ink, and the sacred words multiply across parchment. The morning hours have passed slowly. Brother Thomas sets down his quill. His hand rests beside the inkwell. The copying pauses for a moment. He flexes his fingers gently. The joints move stiffly after writing. This rest prevents cramping and pain. The hand must remain strong. Brother Thomas looks at his completed work. 3 pages lie finished on the desk. Black letters cover the white parchment. The words are clear and precise. Around the scriptorium, other monks also pause. Some stretch their shoulders carefully, others massage their writing hands. All maintain perfect silence. A bell rings softly in the distance. It calls the monks to prayer. The sound echoes through stone corridors. The scriptorium empties gradually. Brother Thomas rises from his wooden stool. His legs feel stiff. From sitting, he walks slowly toward the door. Other monks follow quietly. They move through the corridors in silence. Their sandals whisper against stone. Candles flicker as they pass. The flames bend in gentle drafts. The monks enter the chapel for prayer. They kneel on stone floors. Their voices join in ancient chants. Latin words fill the sacred space. The prayers end after many minutes. Monks rise and bow deeply. They file out through wooden doors. Silence returns to the chapel. Brother Thomas returns to the scriptorium. Other monks follow behind him. They resume their places at desks. The copying work continues. He examines his quill tip carefully. The point has become slightly dull. Small fibers cling to the edge. The knife will sharpen it again. The blade scrapes across the quill. Tiny shavings fall onto the desk. The point becomes sharp and clean. Ink will flow smoothly once more. Brother Thomas tests the repaired quill. He draws lines on practice parchment. The strokes are clean and even. The tool is ready again. He opens his inkwell and dips deep. Black liquid coats the quill tip. He positions his hand over parchment. The copying resumes its rhythm. Letters form under his careful guidance. Each stroke follows ancient patterns. The text grows longer steadily. Sacred words multiply on parchment. Rain begins falling outside the windows. Drops tap gently against thick glass. The sound is soft and rhythmic. It blends with scratching quills. Water runs down the window panes. It creates moving patterns on glass. The monks continue working steadily. Nothing disturbs their concentration. Brother Thomas feels the rhythm deepen. Quill and hand move as one. The copying becomes almost automatic. His mind focuses on each letter. Hours pass without awareness of time. The work creates its own duration. Each page represents patient effort. Progress comes through repetition. The rain continues its gentle pattern. Drops fall steadily from grey clouds. The sound fills the scriptorium softly. It mingles with working noises. Brother Thomas completes another full page. The letters stand in perfect rows. Each word matches the original exactly. No errors mar the sacred text. He places the finished page carefully aside. The ink gleams wetly in candlelight. It will dry to permanent black. The words will last forever. A monk at the next desk coughs softly. He covers his mouth with his sleeve. The sound is quickly muffled. Silence returns immediately. The afternoon light grows dimmer. Clouds cover the sun completely. Rain continues, falling steadily. The scriptorium grows darker gradually. Brother Thomas continues copying by candlelight. The flame illuminates his parchment clearly. Shadows dance gently round him. The work never pauses. Time passes slowly. The rain creates gentle music. Let peace fill the scriptorium. Monks work in sacred silence, and the afternoon drifts toward evening. The daylight fades behind thick clouds. Evening approaches the monastery. Brother Thomas feels the day's work ending. The scriptorium prepares for night. He sets down his quill for the final time. The feather rests beside the inkwell. Today's copying work is finished. 7 pages lie completed. Brother Thomas examines each finished page carefully. The letters are formed perfectly. No ink has smudged or blotted. The sacred text is preserved. He arranges the pages in proper order. Each sheet aligns with the others. The corners meet exactly. Everything must be perfectly organized. Other monks also finish their daily work. Quills are cleaned and set aside. Inkwells receive their cork stoppers. Parchment is stacked neatly. Brother Thomas wipes his quill clean slowly. A soft cloth removes all ink. The feather must be preserved carefully. Tomorrow it will be used again. He wraps the quill in protective cloth. The bundle goes into the desk compartment. Each tool has its designated place. Order must be maintained. The monk closes his inkwell tightly. The cork fits snugly into place. No air must reach the precious ink. It would dry and become useless. Around the scriptorium, similar preparations continue. Each monk follows the same ritual. Tools are cleaned and stored properly. Nothing is left to chance. Brother Thomas gathers his completed pages. He places them in a wooden box. The box protects parchment from dampness. Tomorrow binding can begin. The box closes with a gentle click. Metal hinges move smoothly and silently. The day's work is safely stored. Sacred words rest in darkness. Candles burn lower in their holders. Wax pools grow larger and deeper. The flames flicker more frequently. Night is claiming the scriptorium. Brother Thomas begins extinguishing candles systematically. He pinches each wick carefully. Hot wax hardens on his fingertips. The flames disappear one by one. Other monks perform the same ritual. Light fades from desk after desk. The scriptorium grows darker gradually. Only a few candles remain burning. The last candle illuminates the doorway briefly. Brother Thomas carries it toward the exit. His shadow moves across stone walls. The flame dances gently. He pauses at the scriptorium entrance. The room lies in complete darkness. Tomorrow it will fill with light again. The cycle never ends. Brother Thomas extinguishes the final candle. Darkness claims the scriptorium completely. Only the smell of wax remains. The working day is finished. His feet find the stone corridor. Familiar passages lead toward sleeping chambers. Other monks walk silently ahead. Their sandals whisper against stone. The monastery settles into nighttime quiet. Prayers have ended in the chapel. Cooking fires die in the kitchen. Peace fills every room. Brother Thomas reaches his small cell. The wooden door opens silently. Inside waits a simple straw mattress. A woolen blanket lies folded neatly. He removes his sandals carefully. The leather is worn smooth. His feet rest on cold stone. The day's walking is finished. Rain continues falling outside his window. Drops tap gently against the glass. The sound is soothing and constant. It will continue through the night. Brother Thomas lies down on his mattress. The straw rustles softly beneath him. The woolen blanket provides warmth. His body relaxes completely. He closes his eyes and listens. Rain falls on monastery roofs. Wind moves through ancient corridors. The building breathes with quiet sounds. Tomorrow will bring another day of copying. Sacred texts wait for preservation. The quills will scratch on parchment again. The work will continue. But now rest comes to the monastery. Monks sleep in their simple cells. Candles burn out in empty rooms. Darkness covers everything. Brother Thomas breathes deeply and slowly. His hand remembers holding the quill. His eyes recall forming perfect letters. Sleep approaches gently. The rain sings its quiet lullaby. Wind whispers through stone passages. The monastery settles into peaceful slumbers. Night claims the scriptorium completely. Now the room grows still. Let sleep come peacefully. Time moves like gentle rain. The scriptorium rests in darkness, and the monastery drifts into sacred sleep.